Hello and welcome to today's episode of my Final Fantasy VI playthrough. We're still making our way through Lake Brescia. Last time I did this, there's some enemies down there that I haven't cleared and I'm not going to. And we immediately walk into yet another cutscene. Okay, so we'll head off up this way towards those red dots so we can have another fight. Here we go. So these watch drones are actually really annoying because they do a surprisingly large amount of damage. You just have to keep an eye out to make sure you don't get caught by surprise with that. Especially this electro kick attack that they do. One thing I should do, which I'll do after this fight, is I'll just update everyone's Crystarium. So should be able to kill this guy easily now. Okay. Oh, there's another one. For some reason I thought we killed them all then, but we've not. There we go. That was painless. Okay, I'm just gonna check everyone's Crystarium just to make sure. Okay. We're all pretty up to date on that, so I don't actually need to do that just yet. I can never remember when I pick the game back up whether I've done it towards the end of the previous video or not, so it's just a case of checking to make sure, because if you don't update it often enough, you end up falling behind and certain areas become more and more difficult. I'm not sure if there's any kind of level scaling or anything like that happening in the game, but I certainly find sometimes if I go for a long period without changing, without spending Christogen points, that I'll come across an enemy that's a bit hard and then I'll spend the points and he's like really easy, so it's just a case of being vigilant about that. I know where we are. So we're coming up to the end of this section of the game now. There's a save point here. I'll just overwrite the older save file. I'm just going to swap between those two save files for the moment, just to have a backup in case I need to redo a section for whatever reason. So these guys are fun. So again, it's just a case of keeping an eye on everyone's health. The last time I fought one of these, he didn't get to do the fully charged attack. So hopefully everything going according to plan, that will be the same with this one. Because the damage bonus keeps rising even if you're not in stagger mode, you're still doing a lot of damage to the enemy. The meter is always representing a damage bonus, you don't just get that from being in stagger, so. Because this guy has a stagger point of 500, by the time you get near it, you're already doing a very large amount of bonus damage to him anyway, so. And of course, staggering him just makes that even larger. There we go. Okay, that was fun. So I'm not sure how much time I'm going to get to record this video. Of course, you guys will see how long it is when it goes up. I had to cut the last video a little bit short due to a friend of mine arriving earlier than I expected, so that was why there was a sort of abrupt silence towards the end of the video yesterday. Well, yesterday for me. Last time, whenever it was you watched it. So. Okay. Watch drones and a Psycom soldier. Have I Libra'd that Psycom soldier? Just check. Yes, I have. Okay. Oh well, we'll do it again. And I might just go to diversity because they just got the crap beaten out of them. So get everyone healed up, and we'll just stick with this for the moment. Oh wow! Neil just got whacked. Oh, did SARS get killed? I'm gonna have to use a Phoenix now on that. I can't have him down for this fight. So that's what I mean about these watch drones being a little bit dangerous. They have that kicking attack that can do a lot of damage very quickly, so you need to be a bit smart about that. So I might just stay in diversity for this fight. I'm not too fussed about finishing the fight super quickly if I don't have to. I think what might have got SARS there actually was the combination of that and the machine gun attack from the Psycom Ranger. So anyway, nearly got this. We switch back to the just for that last little bit of health there. There we go. Okay, so didn't really want to have to waste a Phoenix down at this point. Yeah, we only did 3 stars then, so it doesn't affect the amount of Christogen points you get, I don't think, so that's good. Okay, up here, just quickly check the map. Yep, I'm going the right way, cool. There's a couple of different paths to take later on in this, so it's worth keeping an eye out for those. So we can go around here, and if I remember correctly, yeah, there's a chest in here. And we could take that fancy path to jump down in front of these guys, but we don't need to. And coming from the chest is a little bit quicker. Okay, so we're going to have to do a couple of Libras here, just to get the Psycom Ranger. Oh. That's the 3rd time we've Libra'd a Psycom Ranger, and he's not the thing I need. I need diversity though. It's that Crusader that I need to Libra. Switch back to Relentless. Crusaders aren't too hard to kill. They look scary, but they're not actually that scary. But like a lot of the fights in this game, you do just need to keep an eye on everyone's health and make sure that you can switch to a medic when you need to. I don't think I'm going to have to switch back to diversity for this particular fight. No, there we go. There's another battle here. There's a chest over there. After this fight, I might just top up everyone's Crystarian. We got a preemptive strike this time, so that's really nice. Yeah, staggering the Crusader early would be really good, so we'll do that. I'll have to go diversity here because those machine gun attacks, as I've said, do a lot of damage. I'd rather get the Crusader down first, even if it means putting up with more incoming damage. So one thing I don't think I mentioned yet is that I actually really enjoy the combat music in this game. Most of the non-boss battles use this particular piece of music, and I think it's a really nice piece of music. I think in general the game has a really good soundtrack. It's probably one of its best features actually is the soundtrack. So me talking over the top of it of course means that it's not always possible to appreciate it, but if you get a chance to have a listen to it, even on its own, I actually have the soundtrack albums for this game. There's a couple of them, and even on their own, there's some really good music there that's worth listening to. So I highly recommend the soundtrack. It actually has a song on it from Origa, who tragically died a couple of weeks ago. She's, of course, possibly more well known for singing the opening theme to Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex and Standalone Complex Second Gig. But there's a song on this soundtrack that's sung by her as well, and she's done other stuff. She actually has a couple of records that are worth listening to if you like her music. I found I didn't like them as much as the stuff she did with Yoko Kanno on the Ghost in the Shell soundtrack, but that's not to say they're bad, it's just that I think that was probably her best work. She's done work for other things as well, and she's definitely worth listening to. Has a really distinctive voice. Not entirely sure we actually hear the Origa song as we play the game, but it's on the soundtrack, so... These guys are easy now. I said I was going to do everyone's Crystarium after that last fight, and I didn't, did I? Okay, we'll do that now. So here we go. This will be like, yeah. It's kind of annoying you have to do this so frequently, because it does kind of kill the pace of the game, because you end up spending a little bit of time in here. Now, I have filled that entire role, so... top her up with the Ravager. I'm not sure I've mentioned this before now, but the stat boost you get from the roles that the character isn't using still apply to the character. So, and you can see that with you can see that when you're looking at sorry, concentrating on two things at once. But yeah, you can see that when you look at the character stats as they build up. They stay built up, so it's always worth spending the Crystarium points to get everyone topped up. I'm making a meal of this. I'm trying to be cool and quick and everything like that, and I'm just hitting the wrong buttons at the wrong time, so that's right. I was going to get Aero for him, wasn't I? There we go. So, there we go. Doing it right now. I think we were... now we've maxed out his medic. And I think we've maxed out Hope's. Yeah, so we need to do Synergist. Synergist is a role I don't use all that much. It's not a terrible role. I might just run back and save the game again. Actually, no, stop it. I think there's another save point through here a bit later. The save points in this game are actually pretty generous. You're usually not too far from one. It's not like the old Final Fantasies where you can go like hours without coming across a save point. That looks like a new enemy, so I should probably... Libra. Psychom Executioner. I'm generally not going to flip to the information screen about each enemy the first time I Libra it. Using Libra, just as I've mentioned before, it's just a case of getting the information so that the auto battle command can work properly and the AI for your companions can also work properly. Speaking of AI, we might need to heal. Yeah, so just get to that. Once the medics start getting, I think it's Cura and Kuraga have an AoE component to their heal, which allows you to keep everyone up much more effectively than normal. So go back to Relentless. Just try and knock these guys out, or this guy out. Shouldn't be too hard. Well, that was a lot of noise from Vanille for an attack that didn't do all that much damage then. Come around here. We go through here. This again is an example of the fact that the first several hours of this game are just a continuous corridor. I promise it gets better. So, I mean, I enjoyed this anyway because you just get all these really cool fights, and I always enjoy the combat. even if it's not overly strategic. But I say that, but of course the strategy doesn't come in what abilities to use so much as it comes in using paradigm shifts and switching everyone's roles up. That's where the real combat strategy in this game comes in. So, and yeah, it does mean a lot of fights like that are pretty easy to sort of get through, because you don't really have to think about them. But later on, it becomes a lot more important to use it. Nugget of Millerite. Now, Millerite is actually a really important upgrade material because it's what allows you to do transformations on some of the weapon types. So every weapon has a maximum level, and once you hit that maximum level, you need to use an item like Millerite to upgrade again. So. And basically what that does is it turns the weapon into sort of the next tier of that particular weapon, and then you level it up through that tier, and then you hit a cap again. And you just have to keep doing that. And, oh, SARS died. I don't want to spend the Phoenix down, but I might have to. If lightning goes down, oh no. Heal, heal, heal. There we go. Phew. Should be able to do this with two of them. I don't want to spend that Phoenix down if I can avoid it. Of course, it does mean that it's going to blink red for the rest of the fight, but I'm not that fast. It's this machine gun attack that's just really annoying at the moment. But yeah, it's just, like, I could probably spend a Phoenix down. They're not that uncommon, and of course you can always buy them from the store. They do cost about 1,000 gil each. And a lot of the time, it's not worth using even if someone goes down on a fight. I used one before because I was worried that I was going to lose the fight without SARS, but that time I didn't have that worry. So this fight's easy because I'm basically one-shotting these things now. So of course, now I've said that, I'm probably going to lose the fight. Like what happened yesterday, where I'm like, oh yeah, this is an easy boss fight. Have to do it 4 times. Hopefully that won't happen again. We do have a boss fight coming up at the end of this section, actually. And it's actually a pretty major boss fight, as I recall. So check up there. Ah, that's right. That's that wall section from the save point we went through before. So what I might do actually is jump back over that, save, and then come back here. So I think that's pretty much the reason they've made that wall section work the way it has, so that you can do that. It does allow you to skip that whole area there. No, that's not the way we've gone, is it? So, just save again. So, just curiosity, does that mean... Oh no, we have gone that way, okay. There was another save point further up. Oh well. Oh well. Side path up there, which I think leads to a chest, so we'll go back up there and get that after this fight. Which hopefully won't result in SARS' immediate death at the hands of these machine guns. We'll go diversity just for safety on this fight. SARS is going to get killed anyways. Nope, oh good. Sometimes you get that awkward moment where Vanille's ATB bar runs out and then someone takes a whole bunch of damage and dies in the time it takes her to recharge ATB. So the ATB bar does extend further. It's already extended once. We had 2 at the start of the game, we're up to 3. will extend to, I think 6 by the end of the game. At least for Lightning it will. And Lightning's probably going to be the character we end up using primarily because she's the best commando. So I generally end up with a party of... I think I found Lightning, Snow and Hope were the best 3 choices for party late in the game. But maybe I was using Fang a lot as well. Fang is not too different to Snow in terms of her power and abilities. I think she's a slightly better Sentinel, but not as good a Ravager. Instead of killing that guy, why don't we kill that Ranger up the back there that's doing all the damage right now? He says the moment they stagger this guy. Well, not that hard. Yeah, I should be able to go back to Relentless Assault to finish this guy off. So, there we go. Nice and easy. So that probably took longer than it would have. Yeah, I only got 3 stars for it. And that was just because I was taking the safer route and didn't really want SARS to die to those machine gun attacks. So see if we can't sneak up on these guys. No. Sometimes it's possible to sneak up, but sometimes you do it, and then the moment you initiate combat, they detect you anyway, so you don't get the preemptive strike. So. But it's not a big deal in this case. These guys aren't too tough. There's only 2 of them, so even though they do a bit of damage, we'll kill them before they can start hurting us too badly. Not having to recover health outside of combat is... in a way it's questionable because it does sort of make the game significantly easier because you're not having to worry about topping up everyone's health after a battle and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's also, I guess, what Blizzard calls a quality of life thing, where it just makes life that much simpler and easier and lets you focus on the more important parts of the game. So I've got a save point here. This is coming up to a boss fight, which I hopefully won't need 4 attempts at this time. That'd be really nice. What I'll do actually is I'll just spend everyone's Crystarium points just to get everyone up to date again. And that should let me... and then I'll save again after I've spent these points, just to lock them in. I don't think I'll lose them even if I die to the boss, but I just want to be sure. Again, it's just me obsessively saving. So that's all we can do with his points at the moment, but there is a Crystarium expansion happening for everyone after this fight, so I was filling Synergist out here. There we go. Yep, so after this fight everyone will get more levels of the Crystarium to fill out. I'll get the chest over there before I save. So hopefully like the game won't crash between me getting this chest and going back to save. Tuft of Phoenix down, that's a really useful thing to have, especially because it saves me having to buy one. So, yeah, so I'll overwrite the most recent save because we haven't progressed really very much from that. I'll just check these side nooks just to see if there's any other chests around there. Doesn't look like it. There's one over here. I won't save after this. Trust me, it's like I'm gonna get the shakes for walking past that save point after getting those Libra scopes, but it just isn't worth it. I'm trying to make this video interesting and exciting for you guys, and there I am just constantly saving. If you like watching save screens, this is the video series for you, because you'll see them a lot. So I don't recall this boss being particularly tough to do, but given that I said that about the boss I fought yesterday, I'm not going to pretend that I'm going to one-shot this. So hopefully I do, but hopefully I don't need 4 tries at it either. So first thing to do is just Libra. And I will check what this guy does, just in case there's anything interesting. Not really, so... Probably see a lot of aero attacks because he's weak to air, so... And we'll switch to diversity pretty much whenever someone gets yellow health. So I believe this guy does have a pretty sweeping attack that he can do occasionally that will be quite nasty, so... Go back to this. There'll probably be a lot of quick paradigm shifting in this fight. There we go, we get the stagger, so try and do as much as we can. Well, stagger, we've already almost beaten him, wow. Okay, so that was easy. Doesn't he have like a second phase though? Yep. So he has like that really easy first phase and then a second phase. So this will be the hard part, I think. And I think if we die, we're going to have to do both phases again, so that'll be annoying. Here we go. So I'm not sure if he changes anything, but I'll just Libra him again just in case. That's right, he has that barrier attack. And the stagger point is a bit higher this time as well. So. As long as we're just smart about keeping everyone healed up, we shouldn't have too many troubles. I'm going to play it a bit safe, so I may not get the fight over as quickly as you might expect, but that's just the way I like to do things. I like to get through the fights rather than having to repeat them 4 times. But I'm not bitter. I'm really not, guys. Here we go. So this is why I'm keeping everyone in diversity for the moment, because this will hit, yeah, pretty hard. But she gets back up, and we can probably relent this for a little while. So we should be able to get the stagger mode up again. I've developed a frog in my throat. There we go, nearly staggered, and this guy has a lot of health. So I'm not sure stagger actually affects this boss's ability to attack. I think I mentioned before that sometimes stagger can significantly change the way a particular enemy fights. You see how much damage we're doing with that stagger, how much health he had before versus how much he's got now. So there we go, 4 stars. And Crystarium expanded. And that opens up, yeah, Synergist 4 stars and Saboteur for Vanille. So that's really good. That means that they basically have another role that we can fill out as we level up. Yes, I would very much like to save my progress. That may even be the end of the chapter at that point. There we go, save complete. I think we get a fairly extensive cutscene at this point, and then we go back to playing, and I will fill out everyone's Crystarium at that point. So. Okay, so we have to do this fight basically solo with Snow, and it can be a little bit tricky to get through because, of course, you don't have a healer you can switch to, so you just have to keep an eye on his health and use potions if you need to. So, just have to keep that in mind as we do this. I think last time I played through this, I did have to make a couple attempts at this fight, but I'm hoping not to have to do that here. We don't fight as many of them as the game shows there, by the way. Oh wow. Snow's taking a lot of damage. That machine gun attack, guys, is really nasty. I feel like I've just remembered something about this fight, which is it's one you're actually supposed to lose. Oh, that's right. I know what's happening now. Okay, so it turns out that I've basically forgotten everything that happens in this game despite playing it a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, this is Snow's Eidolon fight. Eidolons are basically summons. And I think every character ends up getting one eventually. This is the first one we get. So with this fight, from memory, we have to use the Sentinel roll a lot and let them attack Snow and build up the Gestalt meter. So I have to admit, Snow gets the coolest Eidolon though. So what we need to do here is we need to... every Eidolon battle sort of has, I guess, a task you need to fill out. And yeah, as it says there, attacking alone won't overcome them. So in this particular case, what we need to do is just keep covering and take the damage she throws at us. One of them heals will keep him healed through the fight. So all we've got to do is just keep guarding. It's probably not the most interesting fight to watch because of that. But you can see above Nyx there, pardon me, you can see above Nyx there that there's a Gestalt meter, and when that meter fills, basically when it gets near enough to the G, we'll be able to essentially end the fight using a special attack that will pop up. The other thing you'll notice is that Snow has the Doom state, which basically means that there's a counter above his head that when that reaches 0 he will die. But this particular fight we don't actually have to do anything other than just keep guarding, and the meter will fill, and once it fills we can finish everything off. It'll probably get fairly close to the end of the countdown before it's filled enough, but yeah, she has an attack that fills the meter fairly quickly, and she does it predictably through the fight. So yeah, this ATB charge, and then she does like a wheel spin attack. These two actually form like a motorcycle, which gets used to hilarious effect later on. So you can see the other one there is healing me. I've forgotten the name of the second one, but yeah. But yeah, don't worry too much about the countdown, because if this battle goes how it is supposed to go, I will be able to finish it off before that countdown ends. So if you don't know that what you're supposed to do on this fight is guard, then you will probably fail the fight the first time you do it. So because you see how much that pirouette attack filled that Gestalt meter. It's pretty much one more series of attacks, and we should have this right. So don't worry guys, we've got plenty of time. So there you can see the Gestalt mode popped up there, and we activate that, and this will finish the fight. And Snow then gets access to his Eidolon, which he can use in any battle. It costs TP, and he can use it in any battle that he has enough TP to fire it off in. We haven't got 5 stars for that, but no Christogen points. And yeah, we get the Shiva Edelith. And Snow gets another ATB segment.
Shiva. ねじ伏せたのは褒めてやるが、後悔すんなよ。あの時楽にしてもらえばよかった。なんてよ。
まだ嫌がったか。
間違いない。ルシだよ。
やめろ。
命が惜しけりゃおとなしく運ばれな。よせ。
ルシ、どうして政府と。
てめえの身を心配しときな。
So yeah, Fang's really cool. We'll see more of her later on. Meanwhile, at the other place...
なんでこんな目に遭わにゃ。
続いてパージに関する情報です。政府の発表によりますと、先ほどパージが完了し、国運を旅立った市民はすべて無事にパルスへ到着したとのことです。
おっしゃる通りです。パージ政策は大きな痛みが伴うことは否定できません。しかし、数千万の国運市民を守るにはやむを得ない状況でした。
ダイスリー代表はこのように述べ、パージの必要性を強調しました。今後再びパージが行われるのかという質問に対しては、パルシエデンの指導を仰ぎ、総合的に判断すると述べるにとどめました。
政府に都合の悪い話は全部隠してやがる。
かの黙示戦争より長きにわたり、国軍はパルスの侵略を受けることなく大いに栄えてきました。この平和を永遠に守り続けること、それが政府の使命であります。政府は今後も全力を挙げて国軍の平和を脅かす敵と戦い続けるでしょう。
俺たちは死ぬまで追われるわけだ。
あのさ、誰これ？
近頃のガキと来たらガレンス第3政府の代表だよ。人殺しの親玉だ。
緊急世論調査によりますと、
こいつもファルシの道具だな。
市民の 90% 近くがパージ政策を支持しています。必要な場合はさらにパージを行うべきとの回答も7割に達しています。
どいつもこいつもイカれてやがる。暇な奴らだ。国軍市民に光を巡る政府のパルシと来たもんだ。
ファルシだ。あいつを利用しろ。
パルシ様々だ。
まだいる。
Okay, so that was a pretty good cutscene. I've always enjoyed watching that one. And quite long too, so... But we get a bit more of the backstory there, and sort of more indication of what's going on and various other things. So...
おい。
The good news is that we now have some new scenery, so... We're also near the point now where the group split again, so...
起きてってば。
おい、無茶すんな。ガキは守らねえ。
These are just those same Pantherons we've been fighting since the start of the game. They're not especially difficult, so... I'm always bothered in RPGs when you have those fights that you're expected to lose, and you spend all that time trying to survive them and then realise that you are in fact expected to lose. So... I should have known that was coming though, because I have played through this not long ago and I completely forgot that you were expected to lose that fight with Snow just before, so...
おい、もう行くのか。
追っ手が来る。
そんなことは分かってるが、こっちは素人なんだ。あんたのペースにはついていけねえよ。
愚痴る元気はあるんだな。
たく。あっちの方が頼りになるぜ。
すいません。
どうにかなるのかね。国軍全部が俺らの敵だ。どこまで逃げても追い回される。どうせもうじき死骸だしな。
まだ平気だよ。簡単に諦めないでよ。
諦めちゃいねえが、世の中どうにもなんねえこともあるんだよ。ガキには分からんだろうがな。
わかんないよ。ガキだから。
ま、ガキと一緒に迷子じゃしゃあねえな。逃げようや。おいおい。
よいしょ。
Okay, so the party's basically split up now into Lightning and Hope and SARS and Vanille. We still don't get control over which one we have as party leader. What I might do before we go any further actually is just spend all those Crystarian points. Unfortunately, because of the way this all sets up now, yeah, so I have more points to spend, so we will do that. Go up here and around here. It's fairly linear, but we're going to work towards that overwhelm node over there. So the downside is that not everyone has access to every role, but most of the fights are basically set up to take that into account, so it's not a huge issue. What I will do though is I will just check to ensure that I've got the paradigms I need for these two. Rav. I don't really want Rav. I mean I do, but SARS doesn't have commando yet. We don't have a commando at this point, so we're going to have to put up with that. SARS will eventually unlock the commando role, but it's a fair way away yet. We have that Tide Turner one. I'd rather have this be Rav Medic in the middle here. You can't sort of reorder them without doing it this way. It's a bit clunky, but it's just the way it works. So we'll have Sin Sab. There is a fight coming up that, from memory, sort of doesn't force you to use Sin Sab, but recommends that you do. I'll go Rav, create a Rav Sab, just in case. And I like to have something that represents most of the combinations I can have. So, for example, we'll have Sin Rav there. So that gives me basically all the available combinations. I probably won't use them all, and I've tried to put the ones that I'll use most frequently towards the top of the list. So.
お先真っ暗か。
でも寂しくはないでしょ。
何やってるか、ファラン君さ。花火なんぞに願い事か。貴様それでも軍人か。
申し訳ありません、総長。自分は海上警備に飽きまして。
まあお前さんには退屈な仕事だろうな。今日はもう帰っていいぞ。
いや、
近所の遺跡でサイコムが何か見つけたらしい。俺たち警備軍は邪魔だから撤収しろとのお達しだ。俺、この前エイブリーデ峡谷のプラントで事故があってからサイコムの連中やけに気が立ってるだろう。
事故ではなく事件だそうですが。パルス絡みの。
明日は休暇だったな。
ええ、誕生日なので。妹がどうしても休めと。
21歳だったか。俺からの贈り物は士官候補生コースへの推薦状だな。
総長。
出世して妹さんを喜ばせてやれ。若いもんは未来だけ考えてりゃいい。余計なことに首を突っ込むな。
パルスの件には関わるのと。
ああ、ろくなことにならん。妹さんも悲しむぞ。おお、ほれ見ろ。
あんたが正しかったよ、総長。他は多分後から待ちますか。ついてくる気なら追いつくさ。
Yeah, about that. So yeah, just a quick thing about how synergists work. It's interesting they do that for this, but not for when you get it with SARS. So again, we have to go through the Crystarium. So this will be not super interesting, but must be done. Grab that strength, didn't quite get there. And we'll go for him. I might prioritize his medic ability because we're going to need it a little bit. So there we go. So that's that, and I'll just check what their paradigms are. See, we have Commando here, but we don't have the other one yet. I'm totally okay with all of those at the moment. So I'm not going to do anything particularly radical with that setup. And we have a save point here. So swap to that one. And up here. Yep. Oh, hang on. Yeah. If there's enemies nearby, you can't open the chest. You have to kill the enemies first. This looks like a new enemy, actually, so Libra it. It's a Thextron. Hopefully it's not a particularly tough Thextron, because I don't recall ever having problems killing those guys. Usually when you're introduced to a new enemy, they can be tough for a little while until you just build up enough stats to be able to beat them without too much trouble. So, of course, I could always flick the combat difficulty down to easy and solve that problem, but I'm going to try not to do that. Like, this game isn't a particularly hard game. It's just about knowing what to do in each fight, and the only fights that are intended to be hard are the boss fights. Of course, everything else is basically just there for you to gain Crystarium, Christogen points. So as you can fairly easily see, the Thextron is basically just an upgraded Pantheron. So anyway, about the last couple of cutscenes, it's revealed a fair amount of the backstory. If you're unfamiliar with what's going on, I'm not going to spoil too much, but I think you can probably figure out that we've now met the main villain of the game. Takes a little while to sort of reveal a lot about the background particularly regarding the relationship between Pulse and Cocoon, and that'll get revealed more and more as we go on. I won't say too much about it, but yeah, there was that war that they mentioned in that particular cutscene there, and there's a few other bits and pieces that happen, but yeah, so I'm not a big fan of some elements of the backstory. The whole thing with Valsi and Elsie and all that kind of stuff, just it's kind of nonsensical when you overthink it a little bit, but it's not like this game's got, you know, sort of Elder Scrolls level of world building or anything like that going for it, so it basically has to tell its story in that much more direct way. I'm going to go War and Peace, which is my medic paradigm. These guys are all about to do massive electro kicks, and they're probably gonna... Ow, 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 ow. I have lost this battle. Yeah, so that was annoying. Yeah, I think we might start in War and Peace and just stick to it for that fight. So, we shouldn't be too far back from where we were. Yep, I'm actually right back at this fight. What I could do actually is use Synergist here. Because one of the things Synergist has is that protect ability, which will reduce incoming damage. So hopefully he can get it on himself, and then I can go slash and burn. And I might go medic. That should save us a little bit from damage. If I can get one of these down, we'll go War and Peace now. Because see, this is the problem though. They all gang up on Hope here for this electro kick. So. And it kills him. Straight up kills him. So I'll drop a... I'm going to have to use a Phoenix down. I feel like that's what I need to do here. Yeah, because all three of them just gang up on Hope. And because I don't have a Sentinel now, I can't force them to attack one character. So this time they're not ganging up on him. Switch to slash and burn just to get some damage out. But yeah, that electric kick ability is really annoying. Yeah, you can sort of see the difference that having the Protect actually made there, as well as just being a little bit smarter in battle, but I still had to use a Phoenix down, which I didn't want to do. So, it's just one of those things. Unfortunately, sometimes you get bad luck like that. The Thextron will be easy, but those guys will probably electric kick again, so we might... that's not what I wanted to do, but okay. Get that happening. That Protect buff will really help on these fights. I can probably wait a little while for him to use one of his other abilities as well, but I'm not going to because that electric kick's coming and I don't want it to, so... The downside to doing it this way is that it's much harder to get stagger on the enemies because commandos don't build the meter as quickly as Ravagers do. So. But I think with what we're doing... Oh wow, that attack never even hit. The thing has like 1 HP and it managed to do that. That's really annoying. So yeah, obviously this isn't going to help our score at the end of the fight, but it's just the safe play. And sometimes that's what you need to do. Especially when they're ganging up on your characters like that. Like having Hope take 3 electric kicks in quick succession before was just really bad luck. We'll probably do that. Probably doesn't matter now because I think we nearly killed him, but yep. Okay, so I've talked previously about enemies that have particular effects when they get staggered. This is one of these enemies. You'll notice as we do this that this particular enemy takes very little damage when he's right now, and you'll also notice that he's walking around and attacking. He hits pretty hard too, so we need to just be a little bit wary here. I'll just get lightning healed. We're going to have to do a lot of paradigm shifting just to keep things happening here, because the thing with this particular enemy is that when we get to the stagger state with him, he basically becomes completely paralyzed and takes heaps of damage. The problem is before that, he's actually kind of a pain. So, especially when we're dealing with more than one of them. there's a whole set of these enemies. So now we've staggered him, you watch. He basically goes into this stun mode, and we can basically destroy him fairly quickly here. So, and he won't attack while he's in this stun mode, so I don't have to worry about Lightning's health. Optimally, what you want to do is kill him before he runs out of stagger, which we're going to do fairly easily, but later on that'll become a bit harder, because some of these guys can be coupled with other enemies and various other things, so... But yeah, there's a whole series of these pulse work soldier types that this happens for, so...
ライトニングさん、この辺詳しいんですか？軍の任務で何度か来ている。任務ってパージじゃないですよね。パージの主導はサイコムだ。軍の組織は2つに分かれている。政府直属の公安情報司令部サイコムとその他大勢の警備軍。私は警備軍でボーダムの連隊にいた。待ってください。パージに関係ないのになんであの場所に？乗り込んだ。
最後尾に並んでください。パージ対象者の皆さん、指示に従い列を乱さないでください。手荷物はパルスに到着後返却されます。おい止まれ！列から離れないでください。皆さんの安全のためです。ん？警備軍が何の用だ？この作戦はサイコムの管轄だ。
だから頼んでる。乗せろ。私をパージしろ。
ボーダムの住民でも政府と軍の関係者はパージ免除だ。
これで退役だ。
払え！
姉ちゃん。よ、姉ちゃん。何者だ？
パージ志願さ。
その割におとなしくパージされますって目じゃねえぞ。
トラブルが嫌なら次の列車に乗るんだね。
ああ、なおさら同席させてもらわないとな。
セラを閉じ込めた遺跡がパルスに運ばれる前に救い出す必要があった。パージ列車に乗り込めば救う機会があると思った。妹さんを助けるために自分から。すごいですね。僕には絶対できないです。できるできないの問題じゃない。やるしかなければやるだけだ。強いからそんなこと言えるんですよ。ライトニングさん。
Now, my Japanese is a bit squeaky, but I believe he actually said something relating to his mother there rather than she left me. But maybe that's what he was talking about as well. I sort of like the choice for pairing these up. You have Hope with Lightning and SARS and Vanille, and well, I wouldn't exactly say that SARS and Vanille are light comic relief. I feel like that they work well together, and I actually kind of enjoy the segments they have together as we go through this next sort of section of the game. Yes, I'll overwrite that. I think I'm overwriting everything right. I need to start thinking about doing weapon upgrades and stuff like that. That'll be something I'll probably save for the next video, which may not be too much further away. Okay, so remember what I talked about. In fact, what I'll do before we go in there is I will break out the Crystarium, because we're going to have to level everything up. It's going to get him to overwhelm. Nope, not quite enough. Because we switch between characters fairly frequently here, it'll probably be a case of just topping up everyone's Crystarium between switches. So hopefully it's remembered all my paradigms. I probably should have checked that before I went in. This is going to be a really fun fight because of course we've got that thing and those things. I'm going to try and kill the watch drones first. We've got a preemptive though, so I'm actually going to hit the Pulsework Soldier to get the stagger, and that basically will take down the fight fairly quickly and easily. But we're just going to have to watch everyone's health because of those drones. So, but being able to stagger the Pulsework Soldier early and then just clear it out. In fact, what you'll notice here is that they're attacking the soldier as well. Or they were. And the reason for that is there's a couple of fights through this area where enemies are fighting each other and you walk in them. Usually you'll get the preemptive strike advantage, but the other thing you can do is just ignore a particular enemy because it's being attacked, and then take down the enemies that are attacking it. So that makes this fight a lot less scary than it initially was. I didn't quite notice that as we were running in, but that's what was going on there. Doesn't make these guys any less dangerous to fight, but it will make fights involving sort of that combination of enemies a lot easier. So the backstory there basically is Pulsework soldiers are essentially pulse robots that come here and try to damage us. And the Watchwork drones, of course, are Cocoon forces fighting the Pulse forces back. Because the area we're in is essentially a wasteland of sort of left over from that war that was mentioned in the cutscene earlier. So I'm not going to try and explain too much from the story. Like, I'll try and clarify bits and pieces as we go on, but most of it's explained as we go through. So if I just stop here, you can actually see that the Thextrons there are attacking the Pulsework soldiers. So we can just come into the battle here. We'll get the preemptive strike. We'll take out the Pulsework soldier first because it's the... Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but because of the way staggers work with Pulsework soldiers, it's what we'll take out first because it basically paralyzes it and we can clear it fairly easily. And of course the Thextrons aren't exactly that difficult to fight, so I'd be more concerned if I had to do the Watchwork drones like the previous fight. So. Actually, dual casting. Oh, it's completely. Huh. Okay. Oh, that's right, because we don't have commando. This is me forgetting things I talked about like not 10 minutes ago. It's annoying though because it makes getting staggers on these things really hard. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. I can't remember if I've Libred the Pulsework soldiers. I must have done because I'm pretty sure that I come into battle. You can usually tell whether you've Libred something by whether or not the stagger limit is being shown. Before you Libra something, or before you stagger them, the stagger limit won't come up, it'll just show question marks. But if you Libra something, it'll always show what the stagger limit is. So we go back to dual casting here. Without a commando, getting staggers is a lot harder because the commando stops the combo meter from draining so quickly. That's why the best combination for combat generally is at least one Ravager and one commando, because building towards stagger is the most important aspect of combat in this game. We can't get the chest yet because we have to clear this fight. Now this will be a slightly more complicated fight because of how many things are involved in it. I feel like leaving the soldier to its own devices might be the best option here, and just taking out the enemies surrounding it, particularly those watch drones. So that's what we're going to try and do. Especially because they've now staggered that Pulsework soldier, so they're going to do lots of damage to it. And it may even be that they kill it before we do. I don't think that actually will affect the outcome of the fight, in terms of like the points or experience we get. But it will just make things easier for us. Because they won't focus on us until that soldier is dead. So we'll take everything out except the soldier. And we'll finish the soldier off. Looks like we'll probably have to fight the soldier at this stage. Not too concerned about the Warcry buff, it doesn't add a lot to their damage. If I wanted to, I could always drop into the Saboteur role and debuff the enemies. That's what Saboteurs does. They're basically the opposite of the Synergist role. Synergists buff your party and clear debuffs off your party. Saboteurs debuff the enemy and clear buffs off the enemy. So there are fights where using a Saboteur is really beneficial because you can massively buff the amount of damage you do to an enemy. So that's what both roles are intended for. You'll probably see me using them primarily on boss fights. Okay, so the Pulsework soldier didn't quite get killed, but didn't have a lot of health left. It's possible we're not going to be able to stagger it though, so we're just going to have to be a little bit careful here while we clear it. I've just realised it's going to take forever to clear. Maybe I should have killed it first. We're probably not going to get stars for this fight, guys. Well, it has made the fight easier though. And we are getting it down. It's just, it means that we're not going to get it to that stagger point, which means that it won't get the stun. But it looks like it's not going to matter a lot. I am just going to switch to a medic here because he's doing a lot of damage to SARS there. So, there we go. I'd really like to unlock that commando role for SARS. I think, and it's been a little while since I got to the end of the game, but I think every role unlocks for every character by the end. But the differences are the way the Crystarium for each role unfolds for each character. They get different abilities at different layers of the Crystarium, and of course some characters won't have quite as much in a Crystarium for a particular role because of how near the end of the game they get it. I just realised this has been quite a lengthy video, so I'm probably going to finish this off at the next save point. I actually wasn't paying too much attention to how much time there was left. Okay, so this shouldn't be too hard. So we've got two Pulsework soldiers here. I'm going to focus on killing the Pulsework soldiers. Primarily because I can get one staggered fairly easily and to clear it out. Hopefully they stagger the other one soon. Doesn't look like that's happened actually. See how we go. So we're moving on to the Thextron. I don't really want them attacking the Thextron, so just here I will switch back to the Pulsework soldier because I think with the Thextrons and our damage coming in, we can either stagger it or if not, kill it fairly quickly. So And it saves it coming over here and starting to thump us rather than these fixed ones. I don't really mind the fixed ones losing health. But I've just realised, the fixed ones aren't building combo on it, are they? Oh, there goes that idea. I'm sure I saw a Pulse Whip soldier before get staggered. But now I'm wondering if what I actually saw was me staggering it and then not attacking it. So that fixed one noticed us. Oh no, it hasn't. Good. It jumped right back near where SARS was. I thought it had noticed us for a second there, but it hasn't. So now we can just clear these guys out. These aren't particularly difficult enemies, so rather be fighting a bunch of these than a bunch of those watch guard things. Oh, hello. I say that, of course, and then Vanille dies. That's actually really problematic. I'm going to need to use a potion to build his health up, and then I'm going to use... No, I want an item, I want a Phoenix down. Get it happening. Heal SARS. Heal SARS. Thank you. Cool. Geez, that was a moment. So there I am saying that these guys are easy, and yet again I am almost defeated by my own hubris. So I think we've got this now. Assuming he doesn't like one-shot one of these guys. This is kind of the disadvantage of not being able to easily stagger things, is that you can't get that bonus damage that staggering does. So yeah, it was a pretty rough fight. Didn't really... I probably could have been a bit smarter about things there, so we'll see how we go anyway.
Mo ii desu. どうしようもないんです。ついていけないし、帰れっこないし。もうやだよ。
一緒に頑張ろう。うちに帰ろうよ。
帰ったって母さんは？
お父さんは？
ホープはお願いしないの？
願いを叶える伝説の花火？ありがちな迷信なのに母さん乙女だよね。
乙女でウイカ？
何願ったの？
来年は父さんも来れますようにって。
やだよ。父さんなんかいない方がいい。あの夜、ボーダム遺跡でファルシが見つかったんです。次の日政府が街を封鎖したからパルムポルムに帰れなくなって、それから無理やりパージ列車に乗せられたんです。母さん必死でした。なんとかうちに帰ろうとして、だから戦って乗せられたんですよ、スノーに。あいつのせいなんです。
帰ろうよね。お父さん心配してるよ。
どうでもいいですよ。父さんだって僕のことなんか。
心配しねえ親がいるか。
サッツ。
なんでもねえ。あ？
ほら、行こう。
こいつはと。 間に合う。うちに返してやるからな。親父さんも必ず喜ぶ。ビビってらんねえな。
3 Ravagers, this will be fun. On the bright side, we were able to stagger in that time, so... should theoretically make the rest of this fight go fast, but you can see the combo meter is declining very quickly. And that again is because we don't have the commando. Basically, the meter declines at a rate similar to the rate the rate that it filled at. So if you fill it, no, wait. So I'm just trying to do this in my head. That's what Stormo told me. Because I have hope with me, all my paradigms change. Anyway, yeah, the combo meter depletes at a rate based on how fast it was depleting before you hit the stagger mark. I can't remember the exact formula, but basically, if it's depleting slowly because you have a commando and you're able to keep it up, then it will deplete slowly after you hit stagger. But if you don't have the commando, what will happen is that you stagger, what will happen is that the combo meter will deplete very quickly even though you got into stagger. So that's why it depleted really quickly there and why we're still sort of trying to clear this guy out. Having a commando right now would be really, really handy, but we don't. And yeah, that makes that fight really slow. So anyway, there's a save point just up ahead, and that's where I'm going. So I'll just equip that on him. Again, I'm going to hold on to his air wing because it can be upgraded. I just need to figure out how upgrading works. So, but yeah, this is where we're going to leave this. This has been quite a long episode today, and we'll pick it back up from here in the next episode.